out in the neighborhood, you know, being around the neighborhood guys. So that's when I kind of was introduced to that lifestyle.
It's time for the real show. Hey, yo, what up, though? It's the Meekmelly show. Hey, yo, what up, though? It's the Meekmelly show. Hey.
Alright, what's up, world? It's your girl Meekmelly. Thank you for tuning into the Meekmelly show. I am in Atlanta, Georgia at this episode. I'm with the beautiful Brandi Davis. She is the author of The High Price I Had to Pay For. Her story is basically she got into a situation while being in a relationship that caused her to do some time in prison, leaving behind her one and only son. But now that she's been out for almost 2 years, they're definitely bonding, growing together. So we just want to dig a little bit into her story, her testimony, her struggle, her growth to see where we are today with Brandi. So, how are you, Brandi?
I'm good.
Good. So, how are you today? Like, despite your past, we'll get there eventually, but how are you today?
I'm good. I feel like I'm in a good place today.
Okay.
You know, from everything that I've been to up until this point, I think I'm in a good place, you know, with stability and structure in my life.
Right.
So I think I'm doing good.
Right. And I did see that your story pretty much started when you moved to Atlanta to go to college. That's where everything kind of started, or how was your life before college?
Before college, see, I come from Detroit. Detroit is more so like a, it's either you can work at the plant or Chrysler, Ford, somewhere like that, or have a regular 9 to 5, or it's like a hustling town for me. You know, so it's like a lot of street people and drug dealers, so it's easy to get caught up in that life. Like my dad, he was a street guy, but he tried to do everything in his power to keep us away from the streets. I went to private school, I lived in the suburbs. You know, he like, when you get your car, don't drive across 8 Mile. 8 Mile was like the
so that was real. So everything that we see in the movie 8 Mile, that was kind of like
it's an 8 Mile, it's a 7 Mile, 6 Mile, but he kind of did everything to prevent me from going down that path. But as I got older and I started driving, you know, I started going hang out in the neighborhood, you know, being around the neighborhood guys. So that's when I kind of was introduced to that lifestyle.
And then you moved to Georgia.
After I went to graduate from high school, I went to Georgia, and that's where I met my son's father down here. But yeah, that's when I kind of really got in the mix of things as well.
And how was your son's father? How did he treat you? What was that relationship like?
We were like best friends. I mean, he was a provider. You know, he treated me good, and he provided a good lifestyle for me. But we were like best friends. Like we hung out together. We pretty much did everything together. And he passed away while doing time. Why did he go to prison? He went to prison on a conspiracy drug charge. For trafficking narcotics, and he got arrested in May of 2005, and he passed away September 9th, 2006, after being convicted and sentenced on a 20-year sentence in Atlanta Federal USP.
And you guys were together when he got
locked up? Yeah, we were together.
Okay, and then after he passed away, that's when you moved on into a new situation.
Yeah, when he passed away, my family, I was pregnant with my son. No, I was 9 months pregnant. Well, no. I was 3 months pregnant with my son when he went to jail, so I moved back to Detroit. When he passed away, I was still living in Detroit. But after he passed away, you know, I started dating a little while after, and that's when I met my co-defendant. I caught my charge with.
And how was that relationship? It was fun though, right? He was fast.
I knew him prior to. I met him through mutual friends, so I used to be around him on the scene, like if I was around them or whatever. But we were cool. It was different because when I was dating guys that were in the streets, I never got involved in that type of lifestyle. So with him, it was like the first time I really got my hands started.
And what made you do that? Because was it love with money? Being that your son's father, you know.
It was both. You know, when you get caught up in that lifestyle and you're so used to living a certain way, you know, the lifestyle that I was living, especially, it's normal people don't live that lifestyle, so you gotta maintain it some way, somehow, you know. And he was a good provider, and like he was cool, you know, he was cool, but I more so did it to help him. He was in a bind at the moment, and you know me, feeling like I'm the down chick or whatever, I just wanted to like, you know, help him out. And at the same time, I wanted to help my people out in Detroit too. You know, so.
And so you're not the only sibling that your father had to come
No, I got 2 sisters.
Okay. And how were they throughout all this?
It hit the family pretty hard, but they were very supportive. You know, they were there to help with my son, with my mom. You know, they brought my son to come visit me all the way to West Virginia. You know, so.
Because he was in Detroit with the family, your son.
Yeah, my son was in Detroit before they moved to Atlanta.
Right.
But my sisters held me down. Like I said, they brought my son to come see me and everything. So that was greatly appreciated.
Right, right. So then you had a friend, a close girlfriend. Do you still? How was that? Do you still talk to her? Do you know her? Does she know you?
I had a friend I went to college with. I went to college down here, and we were friends like since 2000. I caught my case in 2008, so our friendship was 8 years in already.
This was your real friend?
Yeah, like it's my son's godmother. Well, was my son's godmother at the time, but you know, she wasn't cut from the same cloth as me. She wasn't about that lifestyle, so I used to have her around me. You know, and I used to have her around, you know, just to kick it with my guy friends. You know, we there, we hanging out, you know, enjoying ourselves, but she was kind of hard up for money. Like her mom and dad was going through a separation. You know, a little hard up for money. Yeah. So she had a rapport with the guy I was dating, and she had cut into him about trafficking drugs from Chicago to Detroit. But as a friend, I told her I don't think that's a good thing for her to do. Like, I don't think you should do that. You know, when you ride like that, when you ride with your life. I knew she wasn't cut for that life. You know. But she grown. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I couldn't prevent her from doing it. But I had let them know from there, like, I don't have nothing to do with that. Period. Right. You know, like. It is what it is. What you do is what you do, and I don't have no part of it. Right. So she ended up getting pulled over, you know, a traffic stop, and she did get caught with drugs. And she ended up setting me up when I went to go meet her to get the car from her that she had or whatever. And you know, the DEA was there, and me and him both got arrested. But when we were in jail and we went for a court hearing, they let him go.
So he didn't really do any time.
No, he did time eventually, but at the beginning they let him go, and they kept me because she didn't make any statements against him. She only made statements.
So were they dealing? Also,
I don't know.
When I first was looking on Instagram, I was like, "What they think?"
Listen, everybody asked me that, like, who read my book. They like, I don't like her. I think she was messing with him, yada yada. But I don't know. But like, I don't know, and it baffles me to this day. Like, I wish I could ask her, like, why was your loyalty with him so much instead of your friend? You know. So, I don't know.
So did she do any time?
She ended up doing boot camp, like 90 days boot camp. She
really so she's out free right now?
Yeah, she's free. She's been free.
And what about him?
No, he ended up getting indicted eventually.
Right.
And he's doing a 13-year sentence. He was looking at life, but he cooperated and he like told on a bunch of people. Right. So he worked his time down to 13 years.
Right. So even though this is your story, are they your past? I mean, they have to live with you because this is your story, but there's no communication, no connection.
With them two people?
Right.
No, not at all.
Okay. And being that you've been home for almost 2 years now, do you find that it was kind of like everything happens for a reason, a blessing in disguise, like from how your life is now? Because now you can definitely mentor, you know what I mean, kind of be there for other women, especially since you did do the paralegal. Like, how do you think that will all kind of go together?
I think that at first, I ain't gonna lie, I was really bitter. Like, I hate them, they snitched on me, I hope this happened to them, yada yada yada. Like, I was very bitter at the beginning of my sentence, no doubt about it. But as I went through prison and I started meeting these different people, and I was just meeting girls, and I was hearing their story, and I'm like, well, how much time you got? And they got 25 years. Or I meet older women who've been there for 30 years and they still got 5 more left. And I'm looking like, well, dang, you know, my situation isn't as bad as you know, as it is, because it's somebody that went through something worse. Or you sit there and you talk to girls and they haven't seen their kids, and they don't know where their kids at, or their kids in foster home, and my kid is with my family, you know. So I had to count my blessings and stop looking at the negative side of things and look at the more positive and the blessings that I had compared to the other ladies. Right. You know, so like, I just feel like the path that I was on, I was just on the path to destruction. You know, I was drinking, I was smoking, the type of dudes I hung around, and now I look at the news and on social media and the internet, and these little girls getting killed in the car with guys. Like, that could have been me. Riding with a guy. They want him, not me, but I'm just
you with him, so
casually because I'm with him. You know, so it's just like, I feel that God just placed me there for me to, it's a wake up call. You know, I really do. Now I see it like that, but at the beginning I didn't.
Did you find trying times with other women, whether it was violence, whether it was even sexual, like what was your day-to-day like?
I got in a fight. Well, I got one fight.
Out of the whole 10 years?
So one fight, yes, just one. I'm like, was kind of cool, and I'm thinking like, in there you get in trouble, you getting days taken away. I'm not getting my days taken away from nobody, you know. And I pretty much was a cool person. So when I first got to the place, it was this girl, or whatever, and we were cool. Like I thought we were cool. Like you know, you see somebody, you speak or whatever. And one day we was in the bathroom and she was getting her hair done. It was like halfway done, and I'm like, oh, what you do getting done in your hair or whatever? And she like, what it look like I'm getting done in my hair. I'm like, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, did she just try to like go in on me? So I'm like, what? F you in your hair, like whatever. And then we start arguing, and next thing you know, I just blacked out. And she was on the floor, and I was on top of her, and everybody was pulling me off. So I'm like, I had to check myself, like, girl, you was about to lose days, and you know what I'm saying?
Over question about your hair, dude.
Yeah, but you, like I said, you don't know what somebody else going through that particular day. You know what I'm saying? So you just don't ever know.
Right. So Free Pretty Girls, that came together through a clique that you had while you were there, or?
Free Pretty Girls, my best friend Jade, she started me a Instagram page.
Right. I was like, what did you have a phone while you were in there, or you sent her pictures?
No, I didn't have no phone. She started an Instagram page for me when I was in prison or whatever, and I'll send the pictures to her.
Oh, and then she'll post
them on my page.
Okay.
So Free Pretty Girls, I just feel like it's like more of like a sisterhood type of thing. Like I feel like in some way, shape, or form, every woman is pretty. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you're free to do whatever you want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? Right. So to me, it's just to like embrace yourself no matter what the circumstances is. Just be free and be you, and you know, never lose sight of your goals or what you want to accomplish in life. You know, so that's kind of how the Free Pretty Girls thing.
And are some still there? And everyone?
Yeah, actually, no. A lot of my girls are still there. You know, I still send them pictures. I do all of that, but a lot of them are coming home. And actually, we are all meeting up October 3rd. Like one of our girls.
This October?
Yes, in New York.
Oh wow,
like it's gonna be a big thing.
I'm about to fly out there.
Yes, it's gonna be a big thing. Like my homegirls, there's 3 of them. Aisha, Sunny, and Jamila. They have a book that they wrote in prison called The Pink Panther Clique. And it's about different girls that was going through these different situations or whatever. And the day Aisha's getting released from prison, we're having a book release party for the book. So it's just like all of us gonna be there. Yes, it's gonna be so much fun. I'm so
and they have children that they're coming home to also?
No, my girl Jamila and my girl Sunny had children. Aisha, thank God she didn't have any children to come home to, but a lot of us are mothers that came home to our kids. But like I said, it's just gonna be like a big
That's gonna be fun. And that's October the 3rd in New York.
October 3rd, New York.
What day is that on? Look at me, I ain't going there.
It's gonna be nice.
Okay, that's
I'm really excited.
That's what's up. Yeah. So I did want to ask you though, because my father did 28 years in jail.
Oh, he did.
So he went to jail. My mother was pregnant with me, and even now at 35, sometimes I feel like a part of the reason why I am the way I am, kind of mentally sunk in a hole sometimes, because he did so much time in jail. And then with my kid's father, he was just sentenced to 34 years in jail. So it's kind of like a cycle. All right, so we got the book here, The High Price I Had to Pay For. So did you write this while you were in jail?
Yes, actually, one of my prison sisters, Jamila, her name is Brandi Davis. Mine is part 4 of her series. She started the series when she was in prison, but we weren't at the same prison at the time. She got transferred from Danbury to the prison I was at, and we was talking, and we just kind of like clicked, because she was in a drug program too, and she's like, oh my God, I love your story, man. You should write a book. I'm like, like I ain't writing no book, girl. Like, what you talking about? You know, so she like, I promise you, I'm telling you. And she was like, this would be a good thing in my series. So I'm like, cool. So me and her just sat down. We did it so fast. We did this at the end of my bid. Like the last page is written the day I was going.
So fast. What's so fast?
Like not even probably 2 weeks.
So I've been writing a book for 13 years. I tell people that all the time. It's hard to write a book.
It is, but now when you got somebody, she is such a motivator. Like she always.
So she stayed on you.
She was coming like you. Now what happened? Like, what happened when you was this age? And what you say again? Like
so she was helping you map out.
Yeah, like I was just telling my story, and she was we wrote it, and then it all came together.
Wow.
But like she was like my #1 fan, so she was like very motivating and inspiring. So we wrote that book so fast.
And what's next to come of the book?
Well, I have a couple other things in the work. I really don't want to talk about it right now because you know.
Yeah.
But I have something else in the works in relation to the book, but I think it's gonna be more so on film.
Okay.
You know,
and that would be good because it's definitely a good story. And as soon as I opened it up, it was on chapter 2. It says, like my daddy used to say, his pretty little girl would become a star. His words never left my mind. I was just waiting for the moment just to show him what his pretty little girl was made of. So through this, do you feel like you're would become a star? Not that you want to be a celebrity, but
I just feel that he always seen something in me that I didn't see. You know, and all that time I didn't recognize that I had a voice to possibly change other people's lives, you know, and that's why I said I really believe that God does things for a reason, because it's like now when I talk to people and they like, oh my God, I read your book, it was so inspiring, like I can relate to you so much. It was like a cautionary tale for me to make me look at the things that I do in life and the decisions that I make. So I'm like, well, maybe this is what my
because you go into high schools, boys and girls clubs. You can even just do stuff on social media daily or morning.
And that's why I said I feel like if me sharing my story can help one person, it's just that's fulfillment for me.
Right. Well, we are so. I'm glad we came down here. I'm definitely looking forward to see everything that you have going on in the future. We can definitely get together and do something.
Yes, most definitely.
You know what I mean? But thank you guys so much. This is the Meekmelly Show. We got Brandi Davis, A High Price I Had to Pay For.
Yes.
Yeah. Peace.